And we are live, Tea and Conversation. Welcome to Tea and Conversation, where every cup of tea brings meaningful dialogue, fresh perspective, and conversations that matter. I am the host, Candy Lowe, and I am so glad you are joining us wherever you are watching Tea and Conversation. So go ahead on and grab yourself that favorite hot cup of tea, add whatever you like, and settle in and let's get started. Again, welcome to Tea and Conversation. And I have on with me one of my good friends, Sara Peacock. She's a candidate that is running for Circuit Judge, 13th Judicial Circuit Court, Group 7. I think I said all of that right here in the city of Tampa. And I'm going to have her, good morning.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be
Good
here.
Good morning. Good to see you this morning. Listen, I want you to just jump right in and, tell everyone, because we know people are coming in right about now. Tell everyone a little bit about you and let's get started.
Sure. So, my name is Sara Peacock. I am a Tampa girl, born and raised, third generation. I am married and I've got two kids. I still call them my babies, even though they're not babies anymore. And we live in Tampa. I've got a brother and a sister-in-law and niece and nephew. They're living out in Valrico, so we're a very close-knit family. I've been a lawyer for 15 years now and hoping to be your next circuit court judge for Group 7.
Okay, 15 years. And
15
all right
years.
in the city of Tampa.
Yep, in the city of Tampa. So, I've always lived in Tampa, and then my practice of law has been primarily Hillsborough County, right? So the entire county.
Mhm.
Although I have practiced in some other surrounding counties, just depending on the type of case I had, but primarily in Hillsborough County.
Mhm.
I really like Tampa. Like I said, born and raised here, went to public schools here. Then I went to the University of Tampa, and then I went to Stetson Law School. But I lived at home when I went to law school. I was living in Tampa, so I like it here. I really do.
Yeah, yeah, the city is absolutely beautiful. Great people as well. Give us the
Yeah.
reason why. There's always the reason why someone wants to, run for any public office. So give us the
Sure.
reason why you want to run for judge.
So, you said public office, so that leads me to I think that being a judge is a public service. And I think people overlook that sometimes. You're not always thinking about the judge as a public service, but we're the third branch of government, right? And so we have an important role in the community, and it is a public service to serve on the bench. It's not always beautiful and rainbows and butterflies, and it's a hard job, but that speaks to the service element of it. And like I said, I've been here my entire life, and I think it's important to have people on the bench who have that heart for service. And for me, I went to law school. I'm a lawyer. I've been practicing for 15 years, and I think that this is the highest public service I can do with that law degree that I have.
Mhm. And also, I know you guys have been going to a lot of events in the city. I watch you guys, the majority of the candidates that run for office, because I've been a part of the political process for years. Are there any events that you've gone to that like really stands out? Because I know we just had the Fourth of July parade. We have amazing parades in the city of Tampa. Any of those events that really stick out for you?
It's there's so many events that I've been to because these races are countywide, right? So you're talking from North Tampa all the way down to Waimama, right? So you've got a lot of ground to cover. And what I love is that there's so many different events that I've been to, just
Mhm.
diverse events. So, you, ma'am, introduced me to some great events. Obviously, tea and conversation at Al's Finger Licking Good Soul Food is always a good time. But the bus
Mhm.
tours, I've been on two of the bus
Yeah.
tours with you that have just been incredible. Learning about my own city where I've been my whole life, right?
Mhm.
And got two purses on those bus tours, which I love. Uh, to Cafe Con Tampa. I know that you're familiar with it. That's
Yeah.
a weekly
Mhm.
event. And boy, you meet people, you hear about your community. It's just a lot of fun. And, there's been a lot of parades. There's been a lot of
Yeah.
parades to be in. The most recent were the 4th of July parades. And I personally was in the Temple Terrace 4th of July parade. And I had my dad and my kids and some of my friends were in the Temple Terrace parade. I had my brother and his family out in the Brandon parade. And then I had my
Mhm.
husband and some of our other friends in the Lutz parade because I needed to cover the
Yeah.
county for the 4th of July. But I
Mhm.
tell you that the Temple Terrace 4th of July parade was really nice. It was
Yeah.
fun, real, kind of felt like small town USA, right? It wasn't Gasparilla caliber. It was small town USA and people just excited to be out there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. I love the parades in the city, and I think we have a parade almost every month. Seems like there's a parade in the
Yeah.
city. Yeah.
Yeah, because at this point, it's like, I've done, let's see, I did the MLK parade, the Strawberry Festival parade, there was a Veterans Day parade, now the 4th of July parades. I'm thinking, all right, I've been in enough parades for a lifetime now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Listen, if you're just joining us, TN Conversation Live, I have on with me Sara Peacock, candidate for circuit judge, and it's group 7. Sarah, you want to give out your website right quick while people are listening? They can go over and check out your website.
Yes, my website is sarapeacockforjudge.com. You'll have some information about me on there. You'll also see people who support me, which I think is just really significant for people to be able to know who supports Sara Peacock for Judge. And so I encourage everyone to go to the website.
Mhm. And it is Sara Peacock for, and that's FOR. Some people have the four, forjudge.com, and it's on the screen if you guys would like to go over and check that out as well. And you mentioned some of the people that are supporting you that are on that website. Are there any endorsements that you would like to let everyone know about?
I'm really proud of the endorsements that I have because they are people I've worked with, people that I've practiced law with, that I've practiced law against, and that I've practiced law in front of some of them. So I've got, retired Florida Supreme Court Justice Peggy Quince has endorsed me. She's also happens to be a family friend, which is nice. Retired State Attorney and Second District Court of Appeals Judge E.J. Salsinas, just Tampa royalty right there, along with, I don't know, about 10 other retired circuit court judges from here in Hillsborough County, former public defender Julie Holt, just again, people that know me as a lawyer, that know me as a person, and I'm just really, really proud of those endorsements. But to have those retired judges and some of those uh, high caliber, retired judges means a lot to me.
Yep, yep, yep. How about any community involvements? Any anything that you would like to share? Any involvements that you do? Because I know that a lot of people, before they run for office, and then once they become candidates, they do join different communities, different chambers. So, are there any community involvements that you are a part of?
There are a lot, and my community involvement spans well before I was running for judge. I didn't just start getting involved with things because I was running. I mean, it started for me, in undergrad in college. I was a volunteer with Life Path Hospice. I mean, way back
Mm.
then I did that. I have been a member of my church my entire life. I've always gone to the same church, and just naturally through, church involvement, I've gone on mission trips, and there's other missions that we support in the community since I was a child. Uh, the Junior League of Tampa, I've been a member for, gosh, 6 or 7 years. You lose count now. But through the Junior League of Tampa, we support Metropolitan Ministries, Feeding Tampa Bay, the Diaper Bank, Clothes to Kids. I mean, I can't even name all of the organizations that we support through the Junior League. One organization that is really just near and dear to me that I love to volunteer with is called End 68 Hours of Hunger. And that is an organization I learned about through my church, and they provide food for school children over the weekend. And 68 hours is roughly the time from the last free lunch on Friday to the first free breakfast on Monday. So it's bags of food for school children. They're identified through the guidance counselors at the school. But, packing food, these are kids in our community that would otherwise not have anything to eat over the weekend or have very little to eat. And that is an organization that, my kids volunteer with as well with me. That means a lot. And, my husband actually works at Metropolitan Ministries. So through that, we are volunteers and work with them. But, even before he worked at Metropolitan Ministries, I was volunteering with it through various organizations. I'm very involved in what we call the local bar associations, right? So those are lawyer groups that exist. And I've been involved with the Hillsborough County Bar Association since day one of being a lawyer. And I've been was previously on the board for the young lawyers. Now I'm an old lawyer and I'm on the board for for them, and for just years and years. I am really involved with the Hillsborough Association for Women Lawyers and have been on the board of that organization. Also a member of George Edgecombe Bar Association, and I am involved with Asian Pacific Bar Association, Tampa Hispanic Bar Association. So you name it, I'm involved with it. And again, this was for my entire career, not just because I'm running for judge now.
Okay, thank you so much for that rundown. That was massive. Also, we do have an election coming up. If you can tell everyone when the election is, so everyone can, we have early voting as well. So we're going to make sure that everyone knows the dates.
Yes. Everyone, please vote. There's no excuse to not. Right now, if you've requested a mail-in ballot, those are going out now. I've already heard from people that they've got their mail-in ballots. Some of them have already filled them out, right? And sent them back. So mail-in voting is happening right now. If you are an in-person voter, you can start doing that August the 3rd is when early voting starts. So, there's those locations. I think it's about 20 something, 25 locations maybe where you can go early vote, and you can pick any place. It doesn't have to be your precinct to early vote. So August 3rd through August the 16th, you can do that. The actual election day is August the 18th. So that date, August the 18th, is what some people obviously call the primary election. But for my particular race, for this judge race, that is final election day on August the 18th.
Okay. Sara, I want to say also thank you so much for coming out to Tea and Conversation. I think you've been coming way over a year, and I appreciate you coming and supporting Tea and Conversation as well. Is there any last things that you would like to tell our listening audience here on Tea and Conversation live this morning?
Well, I really appreciate the time, and I like this format to have Tea and Conversation live, even if it's not the Saturday morning. I love it. I am asking for your vote because, like I said, this is my opportunity to serve my community even more. I think it's the public service element for me that's drawn me to it. And I think I'm the right person for this job. I've practiced in multiple areas of the law. And that's important because you don't know what division you'll be placed in. And so my background of experience is in criminal and family and civil, which encompasses what the circuit court covers. And what's also significant is my background of having represented so many clients over the past 15 years, from my work as a public defender to practicing in family law to now doing civil. I've represented hundreds, maybe thousands of clients. So I really understand people. I understand the dynamics. I understand what's going on in cases even before you get into the courtroom. And I think that's going to be something that serves me well, to serve the community well on the bench. And, you know, I've really enjoyed getting to know my own community even more throughout this campaign. So I look forward to the opportunity to have more conversations the closer we get even to election time. And I do have an event coming up on Saturday. You want me to talk about that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can mention it.
So
Yep.
this Saturday, I have an event called Coffee with the Candidate, and that will be at a location on Dale Mabry called Cup, which is Coffee Uniting People. And at Cup, you can come and grab a cup of coffee and meet me and get to know me and get some campaign literature, things like that from me. And you can also support a really amazing business in Cup, Coffee Uniting People, which employs adults that have various disabilities who may not otherwise have the opportunity to work someplace. And they do a great job there. They make a good cup of coffee, and you can get pastries too. So that's this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Cup.
Okay, and you heard it first right here on Tea and Conversation Live. I want to thank everyone for joining me this morning. Definitely my guest, Sara Peacock. She is the candidate running for Circuit Judge Group 7 here in the city of Tampa, actually in the county. So everyone can vote in this election and in this race. So thank you so much for spending time with me. And again, thank you so much, Sara Peacock, for joining me this morning. I
Thank
want to
you. I
say thank you
appreciate
to
it.
everyone. You are so welcome. Hope today's discussion gave us something to think about, something to share, and something to carry with you. Remember, every conversation has a power to educate, inspire, and bring people together. Let's continue building strong communities, one conversation at a time. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, share, and follow, and invite someone else to join us on our next Tea and Conversation Live. God bless, and I'll see everyone next time on Tea and Conversation Live. Take care. See you soon, Sara.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.